Well, good evening, good evening, good evening. How are we today? Welcome to Space Oddities. Thank you for joining us again on this Tuesday evening, if indeed you have done. If this is your first time here, you are most welcome. Just relax, pull up a chair, and for the next hour or so, we will try and bring you everything to do with the universe, as we always do. Let me just have a look and see who's in this evening. Okay. They've got nothing in my chat window, but never mind, we will persevere. So, joining me this evening, we have a very special guest, Mr. Tom McCrorie. How are you tonight, Tom?
I'm very good, Andy. Thank you very much for allowing me to be here and amongst this crazy bunch. Glad to be here.
Oh dear.
Absolute pleasure. Tom has created a really useful astrophotography app that we're going to be talking about a little later on. So we'll have that to look forward to. We had to get him on the show so he can tell us all about it. It's really good. I'm sure he'll enjoy it. And I'm joined by Roger this evening, as usual, and
Good
Michael.
evening.
And returning after a far too long absence is Rachel. How are you, Rachel?
I'm good. I missed you all. Thank you.
Yeah, we missed you too. Violins out. Yeah. So lovely to see you back, Rachel. And Lou over there in the States. How are you, Lou?
Oh, about 5 hours behind. But
Story of my life.
I won't tell you what happens.
Yeah. Okay.
No
So
spoilers.
crank the volume up a little bit. Okay. So, we all hope you've all had a fantastic week and that everything is okay. May I first of all say thank you to Gerard for his kind donation already this evening. Much appreciated, Gerard, as always. And don't forget, any money you do wish to give to Space Oddities goes towards keeping the show on the road, as it were. Now, if you want to do it, you've got a few different ways of doing it, and it's entirely up to you, of course. So the first thing is to go and buy us a coffee, and the buy us a coffee QR screen should be appearing on the screen now. I hope so. And the link will have just appeared in the chat as well. And that will take you to the Buy Us a Coffee website where you can buy some caffeine. And we are much appreciative of that. Also, if you look at the bottom of the chat window in YouTube, you can see an icon with the $sign written on it. That's the super chat icon that allows you not just to make a donation directly to Space Oddities, but also allows your message in the chat to be highlighted and stand up above all the rest, head and shoulders. So there we are. So thank you very much for that. And as I said, any money received does go towards keeping Space Oddities on the road. And we're very, very grateful, obviously. You can also go to the Space Oddities shop where there is a plethora of T-shirts and hoodies for sale there. T-shirts start at £25, including UK postage and packing. So it's a really good deal. Sweatshirts start at £40, including UK postage and packing. And if you're outside the UK, please add £10 to the total value of your order for shipping. So there we are. Don't know if anybody did much during National Astronomy Week last week. If you have any images of activities at National Astronomy Week that you were involved with, send them in to us. Send them into, we'll send them into the gallery address, gallery@spaceoddities.space. And we'd love to show what you were up to last week at National Astronomy Week. It was also European Week of Astronomy as well, of course. So anybody outside the UK who got up to anything, if you were involved in any way during that week in any astronomical activities and you've got photos that you want to share, send them to us. So there we are.
is it okay if we just thought about astronomy? Does that count?
Sorry?
If we just thought about astronomy, does that count?
Have you got a picture of your thoughts?
I'll draw one up.
Do we want to see that picture, though? That's the thing. Do we want to see
That's a good question. Do we want to? Yes, we'll put the camera into your ear and maybe
just use it.
we
Just
can.
use AI, though.
I know the light will shine up the other side.
Okay.
That's what we call a calibration sequence. A dark frame.
Don't get technical with us now. All right. Also, this evening we got Constellation of the Week coming up. This series that we're, I think, 3 weeks into now, 4 weeks into, can't remember. But we do have a Constellation of the Week for you. We've got the news and we've got other odds and ends coming up as well. Michael's got news of an eclipse, and we've got some other stuff. I think, Tom, if it's all right with you, we'll go to the news first, and then I'll come back and have a chat with
Look
you.
forward to it.
All right then. Well, let me just sort myself out here, and I'll just put up the news. Quite a few interesting stories in the news this week. So let me just sort this out, and we'll go straight to the news. My PC seems to be running a bit slow. So let's just sort this out. Okay, so what have we got for you in the news? A bit later, Lou will be talking about this asteroid that is sort of threatening the Earth. That's has a possibility of impacting with the Earth in 2032. I'm sure you've seen it, viewers. It's been all over the news. So we'll talk about that a bit later as well. But right now, let's go to the news. And let me just sort the screen out, and we'll be there. Okay, 1 second.
I just turned into a ghost audience.
Okay, so we've got a few things in the news this week. First of all, the largest structure ever detected in the universe has been discovered, and it's been dubbed Kipu or Quipu, I'm not quite sure, but this is an image of it. It's an incredibly immense structure. It comprises galaxy clusters and clusters of galaxy clusters. It's so large. The largest structure is the red one shown on the left-hand side, but this really has upset the apple cart in terms of the homogeneity of the universe. But we'll talk about that. So what this is all about? Well, basically, it's, as I said, it's a group of galaxy clusters and clusters of galaxy clusters, if that makes sense, that spans roughly 1.3 billion light years across, and it contains a mind-boggling 200 quadrillion solar masses.
Sorry,
and
we can't see any
Yeah.
pictures. No.
No,
You can't. What can
Just
you
the
see? Just
panel.
one moment.
Stu, just-
our motley faces.
Oh, okay. Just 1 second.
Perhaps we're
All right,
supposed
what's
to be
going on
acting
here,
it
then?
out for him.
Okay. Yes, that's what it is. I was going to do it in Braille actually, but there we are. That's interesting. Why is that not working? All right, just give me 1 second, please. I'm sorry about this. We do have technical hiccups occasionally. So let's just get rid of that. Okay, let's do this. Okay. Right. Okay, we should be coming up very shortly. Apologies, viewers, but these things happen from time to time.
Thank you, Sandra, for sending £10.
Ooh,
Oh, thank you,
oh,
Sandra.
that's
Very
more like
kind.
it. You can see it.
That's right. So this is Quipu, this immense galaxy structure, and the largest piece of it, which is 1.3 billion light years long, is shown in red, and it may not be the largest structure in the universe, but certainly the largest in the so-called nearby universe. There may be bigger ones, way out there somewhere, but it's certainly a massive structure. And it's been called Quipu after an Incan system, but the Incas of counting and storing numbers using knots on cords, which I'm sure you've seen before, but I never knew it was called Quipu or Quipu. Like a Quipu cord, the structure is complex, made up of one long filament and multiple side filaments. It spans roughly 1.3 billion light years, more than 13,000 times the length of the Milky Way galaxy, and potentially making it the biggest one in the record. It's even bigger than the Laniakea supercluster, which was a previous record holder. So this is a truly amazing discovery. Next year, there will be the first attempt to remove a piece of space debris from orbit. And we know there's a lot of space debris in orbit. This is an ESA animation of all known pieces of debris that are greater than 1 millimeter in size orbiting our planet. As you can see, there's a lot of debris out there. And don't forget, even something a millimeter in size traveling at 17,500 miles an hour can cause real damage. So next year there will be a mission to remove the first piece as a sort of proof of concept, and it's called Clear Space 1. And it's a startup commercial consortium, and they're trying to kickstart the whole market in orbital debris removal. And it's a Swiss startup, and it's based at the École Polytechnique Fédérale de Lausanne. And they were invited in 2019 to put this project together, and they'll be launching in the second half of next year on a Vega C launch vehicle. They're removing a piece of space debris and bringing it back to the Earth, and it's the size of a washing machine and weighs about 112 kilograms. So it's good to see that there's some concrete progress in removing orbital debris. Obviously, there's an awful lot of it to get through, you know, I don't know how large scale it's ever going to be dealt with, to be honest. But there we are. Just thought I'd bring that to you. Interesting news from Mars. I don't know whether you saw this, Lou. The Silver Mountain Rock. Did you see this? Oh, right. So this is an image looking down the sampling tube, if you like, on the Perseverance rover. The rock is the thing at the bottom. And let me give you the background on this. The Perseverance rover, as you probably know, is exploring Jezero crater, and it's up on the rim of Jezero crater now. It's taken a long time to climb up there slowly, but it's picked up this rock, and they're calling it a one-of-a-kind treasure. It's just over an inch in diameter, and the area that the rover is exploring is known as Silver Mountain. It's got textures never seen before on Mars. It's completely different to any other rock seen on Mars. And no, it's not a Martian meteorite. It's originated on Mars. And what's this all about? It's believed to be thrust up along with other rocks in the current area it's exploring after an impact billions of years ago. And they're believed to be pieces of the early Martian crust and could be among the oldest rocks found anywhere in the solar system. And studying obviously could help us understand what Mars and even Earth were like early in the solar system. And NASA says this is the first sample from the Noachian, I don't know how to pronounce that, Lou, you might know.
Either.
Age, a period of Mars geological history around 4 billion years ago. And when there were a lot of comet and asteroid impacts. So this rock is so far unique in the ones that have been found on Mars. It's been placed in a tube and left on the surface for collection by the Mars Sample Return mission. As yet, exactly how and when that's going to happen, as you may know, is extremely uncertain, because the original NASA plan was rejected by the Government Accountability Office as being too expensive and too complex, and NASA are now putting the Sample Return mission out to private tender. And I think Blue Origin is one of the companies that are bidding for it. But as Lou will tell you, we need to get those rocks back from Mars to study them as soon as possible. But it won't be any time soon. It could be in as much as a decade. But at least that rock will be safe inside its tube. And if it is a part of the original Martian crust, obviously it's extremely valuable scientifically. Any thoughts about that,
Yes,
Lou?
well, if it's the result of a collision, then you could have pieces of Martian crust, and you could have pieces of colliding object. It's reminding me that, if we had some alien come to Earth and land somewhere, they'd most likely land in the ocean, and they'd say, wow, this is a water world. Mm. Or if they land in a desert, say, wow, this is an arid world. So as we just explore more and more, we're going to come up with these new discoveries. I mean, Mars is of considerable size, and we know that it had a history that quite a while back included plate tectonics and volcanism and collisions and water, all of these things that modify the surface. So we're going to be finding new types of rocks, new discoveries as we explore further. And I think this is just evidence.
Sure. Yeah, fantastic. Great, thank you. So that's quite exciting, and that is unfortunately at the moment the only image of that rock. So, you know, we can't really see it close up in detail, unfortunately. Now here's a lovely thing: a perfect Einstein ring discovered by the Euclid telescope, and Einstein rings are caused by gravitational lensing, in as much as you have a foreground galaxy that is distorting and bending the light from a background galaxy. But to find one that is a perfect ring is extremely rare, and Euclid has discovered it. It's its first Einstein ring, actually. It's a beautiful thing. Look at that, absolutely perfect. And it's going to allow researchers to weigh, if you like, the dark matter at the heart of the galaxy. It's 600 million light years away, the background galaxy, that is. And Euclid, which launched in 2023, and it's creating the most precise 3D map ever made of the universe. And the map will delve back into 10 billion years of cosmic history, helping scientists investigate the mystery of the dark universe, dark matter, and dark energy. And Euclid's unofficial nickname is the Dark Universe Detective, which I kind of like. And the gravitational lens is the galaxy NGC 6505, located around 590 million light years away. And that's actually quite close for a gravitational lens. They're often much further away than that. But obviously, to get a perfect ring, you need the background galaxy and the foreground galaxy to be in perfect alignment, as they are, as you can see here, excuse me. But because of that, we're not likely to find many perfect rings, because that alignment is not going to happen very often. But a lovely discovery by Euclid. Einstein rings are so called because they were predicted by Einstein, amongst many other things, of course. We normally stay clear of politics on Space Oddities, but things have been happening this week which I don't think we can really hold back any longer against. Some very serious things have been happening in the United States because the Trump administration is waging an attack on science on many fronts. This week, NASA were ordered to remove all references to the following from their website: diversity, equity, indigenous peoples, accessibility, climate justice, underrepresented minorities, and most concerning of all, women's leadership, and anything on the NASA website specifically targeted at women. And NASA have been ordered immediately to remove all those things from their website. That's extremely concerning. Does anybody have any thoughts about that?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, I think it seems that they've just undone all the amazing good things that have been done in the last 20 years, really, which is really quite sad.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Yeah.
We saw some of this in the previous Trump administration, not so much on DEIA and that kind of thing, but on any references to here what they're calling climate justice, and in fact, climate change, global climate change, that kind of thing. We saw this kind of restrictive language back then. The other thing that concerns me is that there have been some research grants put on hold until the administration, my understanding, figures out whether they like the research that's being done and whether it's in line with their thoughts and values. This is extremely concerning. Research is research, right? Good research is research. And this kind of censorship, I think, is also of great concern.
Well, I was reading only about an hour ago, Lou, that there have been many planetary science departments, if you like, that have had to stop what they're doing. For example, between February the 6th and February the 8th, there was meant to be a big meeting of the Mercury Explorers Group, those people that are involved in the exploration of Mercury, including scientists working on the Bepi Colombo project and others. 200 scientists from around the world were meant to be having a conference about the exploration of Mercury, and it was cancelled because of this. You know, it's extremely upsetting. Some scientists had already started traveling to the conference before they were told, no, you've got to go back. It's been cancelled, while they work out whether any of their materials breaks any of these.
How can you have a problem with Mercury? It's a cute little planet. It orbits the sun, never hurts anybody.
I know.
Yeah.
No.
I know. But you know, it's worrying when science, you know, the Mercury, the planetary exploration groups is just about science. It's not about anything else. And to attack science like this is definitely. But it gets worse. NOAA, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, is also under attack. And NOAA are involved in a lot of activities. And what I'd like to do is to quote you something from their website, just so you understand the scope of what NOAA do. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA, is a multifaceted scientific and regulatory agency within the US Department of Commerce. NOAA's mission encompasses science, service, and stewardship. It is responsible for forecasting weather, monitoring oceanic and atmospheric conditions, charting seas, conducting deep sea exploration, managing marine resources, and space weather predictions. NOAA provides timely weather forecasts and warnings, conducts climate research and monitoring, and engages in marine conservation and management. Additionally, NOAA plays a crucial role in emergency response and disaster relief, helping to protect life and property from natural hazards. Through its extensive network of satellite ships, buoys, and research facilities, NOAA supports sustainable marine ecosystems and advances our understanding of the Earth's environment. NOAA is an incredibly important agency around the world. It provides much of the world's weather and climate data and much else. But the Trump administration basically said they are going to close it, dismantle it. And what Trump wants to do, because obviously his tiny intellect can't understand many of those words, he wants to sell off the weather forecasting to private companies in the US to make a quick buck, and just close all the rest. And that's what they've said.
Can I just put up something that Stuart just put on?
Yeah, certainly.
Here you go. Does the First Lady have an opinion?
Who's First Lady?
President.
Yeah. You mean Melania?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
Obvious question, isn't it?
Yeah, there it is. This is extremely worrying for the world, given the scope of NOAA's activities. Also,
if I might, I am supporting NOAA right now in their quest to migrate all of their data, all their environmental data, as well as algorithms and processing, to cloud-based systems. And I've recently been involved in a small project to look over some of the websites, make sure they don't talk about diversity and that kind of thing, as well as climate change. And just all pretty concerning. NOAA is retains the largest collection of environmental science data, not only from spacecraft, but from ground-based radar and weather systems in the world. And putting that in the hands of anyone else, for-profit companies, what have you, I think is greatly in error.
Absolutely, absolutely, and you know, and it goes further. Something that I was reading about not long ago, I haven't had a chance to put it into the news today. the National Science Foundation is under severe attack as well. And the National Science Foundation distributes funding to so many science projects. For example, the Very Large Array in New Mexico, the big radio telescope array, has got the NSF behind it. They actually provided a lot of the funding for it. So we could see a lot of observatories and astronomy projects having to close. And the NSF have apparently told their staff to prepare for a lot of redundancies. Up to 50% of the NSF staff may be going very soon. So this is, this is really
I should say one more
stuff.
thing, if I might. Some of these actions, I'm no lawyer, but I think perhaps many is more correct. Many of these actions are being challenged through lawsuits. And some of the arguments being presented are that some of the actions are illegal, some are unconstitutional, and that Congress, the United States Congress, appropriates funding for these agencies and other activities, not the administration. So the court systems are ruling, and we will see how that comes out. But there are a number of challenges to these things that are already being put forward.
I hope so. I hope so. Oh, can I just mention one more thing? If you just go back to the previous slide. The last point there, the removal of anything regarding women's leadership and anything specifically targeting women. This has already led to, for example, the biography of Vera Rubin on the Vera Rubin Observatory website being edited to remove all references to her being a sort of a pioneer in astronomy and being a leader. And they're doing the same with any other female biographies, removing any reference to women being influential in any field of science that NASA's involved with. And it's just rewriting history, basically.
Really disgusting for history, generally.
Yeah, it's just so Orwellian. It's unbelievable.
Do they realise that they won't have any voters left?
Well,
no,
I don't know. About
the other thing about Vera Rubin is that she was a strong advocate for women in science, and I think that is that is one of the issues that the administration is.
There was also the case of a female astronaut, a Hispanic female astronaut. Sorry, her name escapes me for the moment. And there was a biography of her on the NASA website as an example of how disadvantaged minorities can succeed. And her biography has not just been edited; it's been removed altogether.
Blank Emerson, was it? No, that's not familiar. Anyway, viewers, we thought you ought to know what's going on because it's a huge attack on science. So, as I said, we don't normally get involved in politics here, but I think this is too important to let it pass without informing our viewers what's going on. And if there are any more examples of this, we will update it and keep you posted on what's happening. And perhaps we'll be able to do something. I don't know. I'm willing to join any action groups or sign any petitions or do whatever I can to help out to stop this obscene and completely ignorant attack on science. And Tom is absolutely right. They're undoing the work of decades through their ignorance and bigotry and racism and misogyny.
I think there's a level of peacocking in there that just defies belief, to be honest. You're getting a level of power that just doesn't make any sense. And you think of all the amazing stuff that's been done through diversity and inclusion and all that great stuff. And now what he's trying to do is he's trying to push science to the side and always make it look like a fringe thing. He's trying to devalue that process of breaking things and trying to figure out what's working, what's not working. I think Yeah, it defies. I have no words, actually. It's incredible
Yeah.
happening.
Absolutely. Well said, Tom. Absolutely true. All right, let's move on to something a bit happier then, because it's been a bit of a doom and gloom week, one way or another. National Astronomy Week. We got sent this lovely image. As part of National Astronomy Week, Preston and District Astronomical Society opened the Jeremiah Horrocks Observatory. The picture shows children queuing to look through the Cook telescope. So
I've been there. I've been there.
So
yes, long time ago. Long time ago.
Right. Right. I never have. I've never been to Preston. I don't think. However, it's nice as always to see kids queuing up to look through a telescope. That's the brilliant thing. And as you know, last week, viewers, we did do that Meet the Astronauts event with 2 of the Polaris Dawn astronauts and 260 children. And I'm still coming down off that because it was wasn't it great, Michael?
It was so good.
Brilliant. So we united two astronauts, Sarah Gillis and Anna Manon from the Polaris project, who'd flown on the Polaris Dawn mission in September with 260 children in 4 schools in Yorkshire, and they asked loads of questions, and we were so happy to do it, even though it was a 6-month project to pull it all together, but we did it. So there we are, and big thanks to Rachel as well, because Rachel was involved in that, and she helped out a lot with that.
I know, it was so hard to not ask questions. I was like getting kids in my class, but desperate to talk to the astronauts myself. Like, shh, kids, I need to talk.
Rachel, of course, teaches at one of the schools that was involved, and you know, Rachel, I'm sure we'd love to do it again.
Definitely.
Thank you to Keith.
Just a quick mention for our audience that doesn't might not be familiar. Jeremiah Horrocks sounds like a rather obscure name. He is credited with I think taking Newton's observation or predictions and modifying them a little bit so that he could view the first transit of Venus across the sun, which was an enormous event, because you can use a little geometry, a little trigonometry when you see this to derive the astronomical unit. And in fact, when I was in Manchester or Salford, I forget where, I went by and actually entered his house, Jeremiah Horrocks' house, where he set up his lens, I guess, that projected the image of the sun and Venus on the wall. It was really fascinating.
And also, as Jeremiah Horrocks was actually a clergyman, and the transit took place on a Sunday, he had to wait between sermons before he could actually make his observations of the transit.
With William Crabtree, right? His associate.
Yes. Wow. There you go.
Fascinating. As a certain pointy-eared Gremlin would say. Okay, well, we're going to move on now. We're going to have a chat to Tom now. So, Tom, let me do the formal welcome to Space Oddities, and we hope that you're so far enjoying yourself. Oh God, no, it's good. There we are. That's better. So anyway, Tom, would you like to tell our viewers a bit about yourself?
Hopefully not bore you all too much. So my day job used to be a branding strategist, and that business ran for about 18 years. I don't know why I started with the business thing. I'm a family man. I'm a husband and a father. My daughter is 18 years old. Right. She's at Glasgow University doing English literature. My wife also runs her own business. She is a private tutor, and she runs a doggy daycare business from home. Back to me. So
back to me.
So I also run 2 businesses, one of which is a design and branding company called Atom, ATOM, and I ran that for since 2007, so almost 18 years. I'll be 18 years old in March this year. But I've always had a huge passion for astronomy and astrophotography. Well, actually more, I guess, looking up at the stars, so astronomy and a little bit of astrophotography. But that passion was reignited again when I received a very special birthday gift for a very special birthday, and it completely reignited my passion again for the night sky.
Oh, great! Well, what gift did
I
you
received?
Get?
I'll show you a picture of later on. The wobbliest telescope ever. I received for my 50th birthday. A few years ago now.
Fantastic.
But and that just I mean, that was just my gateway drug into getting really impassioned about this stuff again. So having had an interest in it as a young lad, but then life stuff gets in the way, and you forget things, and you kind of move around and you move on, and yeah, that was just the igniter for that again. So I had that fire in my belly to find out about stuff up in the sky, really.
Oh, brilliant. So this brings us to this new astrophotography app that you've created, and could you just give us an outline of what it does?
When I first started, I guess, again, the hobby of astronomy and astrophotography, the only place I could share my images were on existing social media platforms, and they were kind of a bit of a bin fire, filled with horrible things and all the racism, all the hate speech, all the keyboard warriors, all that stuff that I couldn't bring myself to share my images on there, but I didn't really have another place to do that. There's another image sharing or image hosting platform. There is that, but it was I felt incredibly difficult to use. It was a bit of a barrier for someone like me who just started in the hobby. So I wanted to create an easy to use, beautifully simple platform for people like me, as well as intermediates and experts, to share their astro journey, I guess, in a really intuitive way. So I created this platform called PicAstro, which I kind of pitch as Instagram for space geeks, or not as with someone misheard me say it, and they thought I said Instagram for space cakes, and I went no, that's definitely not Instagram for space cake. That's an entirely different business model. That's so I started asking people and finding out about how easy it might be to embark on this in hindsight quite a complex process of building an app. So the PicAstro app's available on the Android store and the App Store. There's a tablet version coming out in a couple of weeks' time. But the process of I've learned so much stuff doing this, actually. I started designing and building it about 2 and a bit years ago. I have a small team of developers, and it's just such a wonderful... I would say this, of course. I love it. It's a really easy place to use. I know Rachel's...
So basically, in a nutshell, it's like a gallery for astrophotographers where they can post their images without all of the normal that's fake, NASA lies, CGI, etc., and feel safe in an environment and not getting frustrated as I do with for example, Facebook, every single astronomy or space related group I'm a member of on Facebook. I just can't go there.
It really is insane.
Because
I've only recently started using it, obviously in the last, I don't know, maybe a month or so. But it's so easy, and it does just take out all the negativity, and you just get the joy of just seeing sort of your feed full of these beautiful images. And you can do like astronomy sketches as well, so you've got the artwork in there, haven't you? And you can just see, and you've got all the techie details for us that want to know how much integration you've got and what filters you used and what bortle sky you were in. It's got all that if you want it, but you don't have to. So it's like a really lovely mix of both. But it looks beautiful as well. It's such a nice app to look
It's
at.
thanks, Rachel. I mean, I tried really hard to make it really intuitive to use. So I had when I first started it, I had a beta testing team that almost kind of gave me support in what was working and what wasn't working, because I felt it was really important to get people involved, because it's all very well me having an idea, but if I don't listen to people and understand what they're trying to tell me, it would just fall flat on its ass. So I needed to make sure that I listened to people and took on their feedback and took on their comments. So it's been crafted around people, community, creativity, and all those kind of nice. We have 4 kind of pillars essentially: people, creativity, community, and honesty. That's the 4 pillars of the platform. As Rachel said, it's a really nice place to share real space images without all the high-res real space images, I hasten to add. So there's no compression on the platform either, so you can share all your images up to, it has a maximum image size of 120 megabyte JPEG. And you can share PNG, TIFF, JPEG, and a couple of others.
Right. Yeah, because that's an important point, isn't it? Because if you upload an image to something like Facebook, for example, their compression algorithm just kills it, and it's just disappointing. So you have a website, I believe. The address of which, is it PicAstro.co.uk?
So it's PicAstroApp.com. PicAstroApp.com. So the good, I mean, there's so many features in the platform. It's feature rich, actually. So you can share private galleries that are password protected. You can't screen grab or screen record, so that's protecting your image data. And that was really important to people as well when I was building the app, because a lot of images get stolen and reposted in other places, pretending to be the fake poster's images. So those kind of things were really important to me when I was building the platform, and just creating a really safe space, particularly for. And this isn't me trying to kind of cover wash this in any way, but particularly for female astrophotographers, what I was finding was that, and this is female friends that are telling me this, they felt scared sometimes to post images on social media, because they would get a lot of backlash from people saying, well, that's not very good, or that's a bit rubbish, and you could do better. So there was a misogyny behind female posting images on social media, and I hated seeing it, and female friends of mine hated seeing it. So I wanted to make sure that it felt like a really safe space for everyone to use on the platform, so they could post there's a lot of beginners on the platform that are posting their first picture of Andromeda, or their first picture of Orion, or their first picture of a planet, and it's such a safe community-led space, and that's what I was really conscious to build.
That's brilliant.
Right. So, I mean, as the platform grows, which obviously we hope it will, I'm sure it will, how are you going to moderate it then to keep the idiots out?
So I already got in.
I'm in there. I'm not getting back out. So it's a community curated platform. So if there's an image that shouldn't be there, then you can immediately flag it as breaking copyright rules, or it's a fake AI image, or it's it just shouldn't be there. So because it's community curated, that makes it a lot safer place to be. And the fact that I guess it's a paid platform as well, that helps cut down, dramatically helps cut down the fake accounts and the bots and the spam, because there is a free version of the app that you can use. It has limited, it's restricted in some way, because obviously I don't want to devalue the people that have taken the time out of their day to make a payment on the platform. So the free version gives you a really good overview of how the platform works, what features are in there, what the community is like, the kind of images that are in there, and the high-res images that are in there as well. Rachel, your images are incredible. So
Thank you.
So
mine and Johnny's. Don't forget.
Use it, Johnny. I keep forgetting Johnny.
I'll get into trouble.
But you said you take the credit, so I'm just going to give you the credit.
Yeah. So, well, listen, the very best of luck going forward. So the address is PicAstroApp.com. Tom was going to show us some screenshots. You were having problems earlier.
Oh,
Have you
yeah,
resolved
I'm
them,
hoping.
Tom?
So let me see if I can share my phone screen. That may work.
If not, I can. I'll get the website ready, which we can show.
Let me try this. This may work. It may not work. I'm going to share.
I noticed that I started on the free version, and I only moved to the other one just because I wanted to. But the free version still had everything that you needed. You could still share things, but there's just cute little.
And how much is the
Sorry, I just said it's just cute little add-on features, and like giving each other trophies for pictures, and just really cute little sort of nice nods of gratitude to people. But you do sort of image of the week, do you? An image of the month and things like that.
So you're absolutely right, Rachel. And the purpose of it is not. So there are a lot of people on. So can you see my phone screen actually? No, maybe not. No, right. Okay.
Not at the moment.
Let me see.
While you're sorting that out, let me just show the website. And so this is the PicAstro website, and let me just maximize that so we can see it a bit better. There we are. So this is the PicAstro website. Very nice looking website, by the way, Tom. Very, very clean, very informative, and it gives you lots of information about the functionality. There's some testimonials there for some very happy astrophotographers, and some quotes. Like, we care about creating a safe, inspiring space for astrophotographers because we understand how frustrating traditional social media platforms can be. You deserve better. That's right. So so go and have a look at Tom's website, because there is a free version. How much is the paid version for people?
So
Tom,
there are 3 versions of the paid app that you can use. Again, each have their advantages and limitations. There is the PicAstro Titan platform, which is obviously the best platform. Not the largest moon, but the best platform. And that's £48 per year. There is PicAstro Callisto, which I think from memory is a 3-month plan, and there is another plan which is a 6-month plan. So there's a huge amount of flexibility in there for people who maybe don't take pictures all the time but want to still upload some decent data. So there's a 3-month plan, a 6-month plan, and a 12-month plan.
Well, £48 years. That's like four quid a month. That's nothing.
And a bit of a cake, really. Yeah,
that's right. So, and of course, it's like anything else. With your support, Tom can build a bigger and better app, and everybody wins.
I have a small team that are probably one of the best teams that I've ever worked with, and they're absolutely on it. They understand. Excuse me. Excuse me. They understand the platform. They understand what I'm trying to do with the platform, and they understand that the platform needs to evolve all the time to create new features and give benefit to people that are using it. So it's changed so much since it launched. When it launched, I was really happy with it, but now I compare it to what I see now and what I had when it first launched, and it's completely different.
Yeah.
Let alone the number of people that are using it. It's just a completely different platform. And Rachel's right, actually. Sorry, Andy. Rachel's right there. So there's a few ways that make the platform different. So, and I got a really great quote from someone the other day there saying, because I'm always asking people how they find using the app, how they find using the platform, because I need to know how I need to make things better. So, one guy messaged me the other day there to say, I really like the platform because there's no BS on the platform. There's none of the people chasing likes and follows. It's just really amazing people sharing really amazing images. And one thing Rachel picked up on was, which is really correct, there's a couple of ways to reward people on the platform. So as well as giving someone a little star for a really nice image, you can also reward them a trophy as well if you think it's a really great image. And the images of the week and the images of the month are picked by the whole community, so there's no gatekeepers on the platform. So there's no.
So it's a real community.
Yeah.
So Tom, can I just add something? I'm a photographer in general photographer, but occasionally I do astrophotography when the weather's good. But one of the other things I do is I'm the editor of the FAS newsletter, the Federation of Astronomical Societies.
Yeah.
I'd like to feature the app in one of the forthcoming newsletters.
Oh wow, that'd be great, Michael.
If you've got a write-up and images and that they can share with me.
Yeah,
I can contact you through your website.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic. Yeah, that'd be really super. Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Yeah.
I've just got a shot here actually of the app. I don't know whether you can see that. Okay, let's just try and make it as big as possible. So as you can see, everybody's got their own gallery there, and this runs on your phone, and you can search for objects and images and whatever, and it looks really, really good. So well done, Tom, and your team, because it's a really, really excellent app, and it's very, very easy to use, which of course is a big plus for a lot of people who haven't got time to sit with manuals and try and work out how software works.
I first built and designed the app, I hate reading manuals and books. So there is a little walkthrough on the platform, but I tried to do it in a really cheeky way. So you can either watch the walkthrough or you can click the button that says I don't read manuals. So actually, statistically 99% of people haven't read it.
You can guess which one I clicked. So I was like, nah.
I don't know. With software, I just tend to dive in and play.
Yeah.
I can't.
I'll be the one clicking no and then send Tom a message like, "How do I do it? Did you read the manual?" No.
Just get a button saying, "Please do not." Okay.
Well, listen, Tom. We obviously wish you all the very best of luck with the app, and anything that we can do to help promote it, just let us know.
Yeah, I guess it's just the hardest thing for me is that unfortunately, I need to use social media to promote it.
Yeah.
But there lies the flaw, because my stuff is just hidden behind an algorithm that's there to present advertising and accounts that are sharing fake space images, unfortunately. So I guess the way that I can share it wider is by good people like you guys talking to other astro nerds about it and just sharing the platform that way. So yeah. And doing things like this.
Well, we'll also I'll also create a page on our website for it as well, Tom.
That's really good.
Just to give it some more exposure.
That's really good.
So
I did have.
Okay, well, I think we've tired you long enough. Anything else you want to say before we? Well, we're not going to say goodbye to you because we hope you'll stick around, because we've got our gallery coming up soon.
I did want to say I thought I had. I've got another 120 slides here to present. I don't know if I can.
Right.
I could cut that down to about 5 hours if that's okay. That should be.
Yeah, that's fine. Well, we'll just leave, and if you can just turn the lights out in the studio when you leave, that'll be fine. And put the cat out.
Thanks so much for letting me talk about my passion and my new business. So I appreciate that so much.
No, absolutely. We're always happy to promote anything quality to do with astronomy. By the way, have we lost Lou? He doesn't seem to be here.
Can I just ask another question? Are you doing a tour to advertise at astronomical societies around the country?
So I have a couple of spaces coming up at the practical astronomy show and all those kind of things as
brilliant.
well. So
Ooh.
I'm just tying up loose ends there. So I'm hoping to do. I'm hoping to do a tour around the country. Tom's tour. There we go. I'll just call it Tom's tour.
Brilliant.
Tom's on the road.
Tom's on the road.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Ed, guys, does anybody else have any questions for Tom? No. Okay. Well, in which case, we hope you're going to stay with us, Tom, and let's just put everybody back to their rightful position on the screen. There we are. There's Lou. Sorry, Lou. It was just the screen layout seems to have rejected your face for some reason. So I've no idea why. Absolutely no idea. It's nothing to do with me. You understand? This is just pure technology. So artificial unintelligence, we call it. So there we are. All right, it's Roger's turn to shine now. I think. So Roger, as normal, is going to guide us through what's going on in the night
and the gallery,
and tell us.
And the gallery.
Yeah, I was just about to say, and of course, tell us what we've got in the gallery this week. So as usual,
okay.
Rog, take it
away. Okay, so here we go for the 11th to the 17th of February. We'll go. So we're coming out to a full moon tomorrow. So it'll be cloudy anyway, so that'll be a blessing. So there we go. I'm not quite sure which Native American name it is for tomorrow, but somebody will know. Anyway, should there be any clear skies this week? If you look to the south, you'll obviously see Orion and Jupiter coming over to the southwest, and Mars directly facing south, and obviously the moon glowing brightly away to cover up any of the other stars in that area. And as we progress through the week, we can slowly see the winter constellations heading towards the western skies. Not that we saw much of them to start with, so there we go. All part of the usual damn things. So we've got this is just before sunset, although you can't actually physically see it like this, but we just need to show where the positions of Mercury, Saturn, Neptune and Venus are in the nights, well, in the afternoon evening sky. Obviously with Mercury being so close to the sun you can't see it, and Neptune currently too faint to see in the daytime, but we still got Saturn getting closer and closer to the horizon, and Venus dominating the evening sky with its pure brilliance of where it is. And as we can see, we can gradually see Mercury heading towards its greatest eastern elongation, I think, is on the 8th of March, where it might be visible for a few people if they know where to look. So keep an eye out for a week's time or two. So we do have some gallery entries this week, and the first one will be from Jerry DeLay of the Horsehead and the Flame with his usual setup, and this is 50 times 3 minutes. So there we go. So this is what we have. Ooh. And a mighty fine image we have there.
Lovely.
Very good.
Hey, nice.
Very good.
Wow. That's very
good. Can I interject a wee bit here? And someone told me this. At the foot of the Horsehead, there's a Herbig Haro object, which I didn't realise. Yeah.
Really? I didn't.
All right. Okay.
And I managed to process one of my images. It's pretty vast.
Oh, right. Okay. Very well done there.
Yeah.
And coming over from Norway, we have Kenneth Holmiddle of his moon on the 8th of February prior to an occultation. And this was what he managed to achieve. Got some quite nice mineral colours there. So well done, Kenneth.
2,700 frames. That's quite an endeavour.
Yes, he likes to do things like that. Yeah, got some nice rays coming over from Tycho there, getting across the surface there. Well done, Kenneth. And then we've got Rachel and Johnny with the rosette. With the rosette. And
My
this
name
is
still comes first, though.
well, ladies always come first, you know. So 6 hours total. So that's 2 hours on the sulfur, hydrogen, and oxygen, and getting more on the way. And this is what has been processed so far.
Beautiful.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Very nice.
So great.
Thank you.
Very good.
Lovely.
It's all in the processing, you see.
That's cute.
Can't think who was doing that then.
Yeah. This is where all the real work happens, Johnny.
Ooh. Okay.
Oh.
And last but not least, me with a moon picture.
Yay.
This is the last time I had some clear skies, which was a week ago. So it's been pretty rubbish so far.
Oh, I thought you were going to say this is the last time you'll be posting
Well,
the moon image.
yeah, I think people have thought of that. Oh God, that's all he ever does.
That's very nice, Roger.
They're all brilliant.
So this was from a week ago. So there we go, just before the first quarter.
Lovely.
Beautiful, lovely.
Very nice.
That's beautiful. Absolutely
Well done, Raj.
beautiful.
Okay.
Good work.
Nice bit of colour there as well. Not too overdone, hopefully.
And where's
bad
the
for-
flag, Roger? Where's the flag? Is that in there?
Which
Lovely. Lovely.
that will be it. Yes, thank you very much.
Whoop, whoop.
Okay. Thank you so much. I just want to say a big thank you to Matt Dooman. Matt has posted. I tweeted a link to your live on my Twitter account with 1.9 million followers. So thank you very much for that, Matt.
Said
Much
Matt Damon.
appreciated.
That would be really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. The 5 will be in the post. So he also went on to say, I love this group. So thank you very much for that as well, Matt. So much appreciated. Much appreciated. Okay, well, that brings us on to Constellation of the Week. And just give me a second to get that up and running. And there we are. I hope you can see that. Let's just let's maximize that. Get rid of our horrible faces off the screen for you viewers. There we are. Okay, so Constellation of the Week. Well, we've had a few. This week, it's the turn of Cygnus. So let's have a look at Cygnus. Very interesting constellation with lots of interesting objects. And Cygnus is the swan, of course, and the actual swan is just an asterism or a prominent group of stars within the constellation of Cygnus, and that's basically what it looks like. The swan flying across the sky. Of course, in summer it's overhead; you can't miss it. So let's have a look in a bit more detail at the constellation of Cygnus. We're going to start with, I'm not going to talk about all the stars in the constellation, but just one, which is the brightest, Alpha Deneb, which is a blue-white supergiant. It is actually a variable star, and it's got a period of 11 days. And astronomers have found out that the variability is caused by huge flare activity on its surface, which seems to repeat for whatever reason every 11 days. So there's an interesting mechanism running more or less like clockwork going there on the star. And some other facts about it. It's 2,600 light years away. It's 200,000 times brighter than the sun, if you can imagine that. And it's 200 times the size of the sun. So it's a really, really big star. Along with Altair and Vega, it forms the famous summer triangle in the night sky. And that's the most prominent thing in the night sky during the summer months. Everybody who knows astronomy knows the summer triangle. So there we are. So that's the star Deneb. Moving northwest, we have a lovely open cluster,
called M39, which looks like that. It's a beautiful cluster, even in a small telescope. That's worth a look. Going slightly down, we have NGC 7000. The panel will know what NGC 7000 is.
Huh?
Oh, so
All right. I'll rephrase that. The panel haven't got a clue what NGC 7000 is.
It's in the new general catalog, isn't it?
Oh, you're so perceptive. You're so sharp, you'll cut yourself, Lou. It is obviously the North American nebula, which is NGC 7000. And this is a lovely picture of NGC 7000 by somebody called Roger Hyman. I have no idea who he is, but there we are. So that's the North American nebula. Slightly moving down to the southeast again, we have IC 5070. Anybody know what that one is?
Oh,
no idea.
Oh,
that is the
goodness,
Pelican Nebula.
Did that a few weeks back, actually. Don't know why I never got that one.
Again, lovely picture. But that's the lovely Pelican Nebula. If we then move to the southwest, we have a series of objects which together make up a structure known as the Cygnus Loop. And we have NGC 6992 and NGC 6960. And these are the Western Veil Nebula and the Eastern Veil Nebula, respectively. And we have NGC, as part of that structure, we have NGC 6995. Anybody know what that one is?
Is it the Bat Nebula, I think? Maybe something like that. Yeah.
It is. It's the Bat Nebula. And it really does look like a bat. So that's all part of the Cygnus Loop, which is a supernova remnant, ancient supernova remnant. Moving to, I think it's Eta Cygni. To the northwest of that is a very famous and historic object. It's the black hole known as Cygnus X1. This was the first object ever to be confirmed as a black hole. And in fact, Stephen Hawking had a bet with Kip Thorne about this. Stephen Hawking said that it would never be proven to be a black hole. Kip Thorne said it would. Stephen Hawking lost the bet because it's been conclusively demonstrated that Cygnus X1 is a black hole, and it was the first one ever positively identified as being that through its X-ray emissions. And here's an image outside. The outside is in optical light, but in the middle, that's an X-ray image of Cygnus X1. And you can see that it is indeed a very strong point source of X-rays, and it can only be a black hole. So that's an historic thing, not visible with a telescope, of course. Well, it's an amateur telescope, that is. Then we move on to Delta Cygni, and just underneath Delta Cygni, there's a beautiful open cluster called M29. That one really is beautiful. And just a little story about this. I was at Astro Camp one year in East Sussex, and I thought I'd take a tour around Cygnus, and I just pointed my telescope at random at Cygnus and looked through the eyepiece, and there was M29. And I had to get my star charts out and identify it. People used to think I was mad at Astro Camp because, do you know what the perfect holder for star charts is when you're at the side of a telescope? I had a music stand with the star charts on. And I found it absolutely perfect for holding your star charts while you're observing. I had a red light clipped over it, and it worked beautifully. But I just found it at random, more or less. But it really is a beautiful sight in a small, even a small telescope. It's beautiful. So that's well worth investigating. And there you have the constellation of Cygnus. So that brings us to the end of Constellation of the Week. Viewers, if you have any suggestions for a Constellation of the Week that you'd like us to delve into, then please tell us in the chat or send us an email. You can write to us anytime at info@spaceoddities.space. If you'd like to send an image into our gallery, as always, the address is gallery@spaceoddities.space. And if you attach your images to an email, one image per email, please, and mail them to that address, not only will they appear here in our Tuesday gallery, but they will appear in your own little gallery on our website.
And Lou says Albireo. Yes, I had quite forgotten Albireo, to be honest. Albireo is a beautiful. I know that's terrible, isn't it? Albireo is a beautiful star to look at. It's absolutely beautiful in Cygnus. Yes, my apologies. I did have that on the list, but I'm getting old. Basically, that's what it is. So apologies for my senility. But Albireo is a beautiful target in Cygnus as well. You're quite right, Lou. So there we are. Okay. So I seem to have my camera off for some reason. Let's put that back on. Right. So Michael, I gather you've got some things to talk about.
Let me just oh, hang on. Oh, I do that, haven't I? Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe there. Just bear with me. Slideshow share. Right. Okay.
Right.
Now, first of all, I just wanted to mention that there is a total eclipse of the moon on the 14th of March. I've not put much details apart from this map, but from the UK, the eclipse, the umbral part of the eclipse, the total umbral eclipse starts just before moon set. So it'll be mainly more visible in the Americas anyway. But I will sort some more details of the 14th of March eclipse out for next week. So I'll get some more details of that. Okay, so that's the 14th of March.
But even though even though its totality starts not long before, so it's still worth a look. They're all worth.
So I'll get some more details about it next week. Okay.
And for thank you, and for our American viewers, of course, they'll see it a lot better than we will.
So, but on the 29th of March, 2 weeks later, we have the partial eclipse of the sun from the UK. This is a diagram of how the eclipse will take place from 10:30 GMT to 11:30 GMT. So this is where they would look from Darlington, which is where the website I took it from was made. So that's where that is. So that will be early in the morning or late morning on Saturday the 29th of March. And it's going to be a good event because it's a socially acceptable day, I think, for most people.
How very considerate of the moon and the sun to do
on
it
a Saturday. Yes. And it's a good thing to promote astronomy to the public. And as such, the GoStargazing.co.uk, along with a couple of other organisations, are making eclipse glasses available. Actually, 75,000 pairs of solar glasses will be made available across the UK so that people can safely observe the event. And Go Stargazing has ordered all of these glasses. There's a link there which I'll put in the chat in a little bit, and you can order these glasses at a very reasonable cost. I think when I looked at it, it was something like 50 glasses for £10. I might be wrong, but just check. If you go to that page on Go Stargazing website and scroll down to the bottom, you'll see an order form for the eclipse glasses. Okay. This is the type of glasses you'll get. This is Neil Sanders of Go Stargazing promoting the 2017 eclipse, the total eclipse. And this is the sort of glasses you'll get, obviously with 2025 on it instead. So that's the eclipse. I shall repeat this in the next few weeks about that as well. Okay.
Right. It's worth saying, viewers, if you are going to use eclipse glasses, then please get them.
Yeah,
from a
never look
source.
directly at the sun, of course, without optical aid, and definitely not through a telescope or binoculars. So always use a proper sourced filters with like these glasses. So definitely.
The good glasses will have an ISO certification on the back.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, and if they're in Europe, they should have a European triangle on it certification, which anything sold in Europe to consumers has to have. So so there we are. There's even a small hole in one of those bits of plastic.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Of course.
Okay. Moving on to a more another event. On the Saturday, the 17th of May, the Federation of Astronomical Societies are holding their latest convention. The Federation was formed in 1974 as a union of astronomical societies, groups, clubs liaising together where practical for their mutual benefit. The event will take place at the Institute of Astronomy to the northwest of Cambridge at the Madingley Rise site, Madingley Road, Cambridge. Doors open at 9 a.m. with a programme running from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Tickets are available from £10 per person for FAS Society members, and other prices are available. And the public tickets will be made available in due course if space permits, because we actually only have, I believe, 150 spaces for that event. Okay. Yeah, so we're not going to provide any food, any lunches to keep costs down, but we will provide hot and cold drinks and biscuits. So watch out for the FAS website for an order form at pedastro.org.uk, and I look forward to seeing some of you there. I've planned to be there myself. So many thanks to Jerry Stone for organising this convention for us. We haven't got a list of speakers yet, unfortunately, but Jerry is still busy sorting that out. And unfortunately, this convention was supposed to take place last year, but due to various problems and issues, it couldn't be done. And last year would have been a good anniversary to do it as well, of course. But obviously, we didn't get the chance last year. So yeah, if any of you can make that, that'd be great.
Fantastic.
Finally, I'd like to make sure you all know about Capcom magazine. It's a magazine that I've been running for more than 30 years, mainly about space flight and rocketry, and lots of history in there as well, occasionally, especially with on various anniversaries. Capcom is now free, and it's now produced for Space Oddities. So go.
Absolutely. And if you go to the Space Oddities website, you and go to the Capcom tab, you can see all the details about it. And if you want to subscribe to the magazine, simply send an email to capcom@spaceoddities.space, and you will be added to the mailing list. And as I say quite often, it's a brilliant magazine that Michael puts together. He's been doing it for 30 years. Anything to do with space flight and rocketry is in there. It's a well-produced magazine. It's completely free, and it comes out every 2 months. And what more do you want, basically?
You get a link in your email where to download it. It's a simple PDF file. You can just download and read it on your computer or other device. So yeah, and all free. Just look forward to seeing your
Thank you, Michael.
registration. And I think that's it. Yeah, that's it.
Absolutely. Right. Well, I think we will start drawing things to a close for this evening. We'd like to thank you all for being with us this evening. And thank you for your donations and support. We'd like to give a big thank you to Inigo Montoya, otherwise known as Tom. And he's got identity problems at the moment, so we'll.
Can I add one little tiny thing, Andy, just to make the viewers aware that the app is undergoing some slight essential maintenance at the moment, so you can still download it, but you won't be able to use it until later on, probably later on this morning, when the dev team do the essential maintenance on it. But you still can download it from the App Store and Google Play.
Excellent. Thank you for that, Tom. So the maintenance has to be done, of course, and there's never a good time to do it. So that's it. All right, Tom. We hope you will come back and join us again soon. You are welcome anytime to come and join us on a Tuesday. You've got the link; it never changes. So just drop in whenever you would like to. And we enjoyed having you on the show tonight. And thank you so much for coming and talking to us.
I never even got to talk about my moon book. No, it's fine. I'll do that next week.
Go on. All right, if you up to you, totally up to you. If you want to mention it now, that's fine. We're not in any hurry.
Well, I did self-publish a moon book a couple of years back.
All right.
And it was an irreverent look at moon craters and their names, and pairing them together to form other funny things. So there's some rude ones in there as well.
Fantastic. Well, if you would like to come back and talk about it,
I'd love to. I won't do that, but I'd love to join. Actually, I'd love to come back and chat to the group. It was
excellent. We'd love to have you. Love to have you. Yep. Great to meet you. And the best of luck with the app. And we will certainly do everything we can to get the message out to astrophotographers that they at last have a quality site to go and share their work with others.
Fantastic.
And not have their images horribly compressed as well. So that's really good, and I'm glad you've done it, because I'm sure you'll get a massive response.
It's going really. It's genuinely. It's going really well. I'm not just saying that to bluff and bluster, but it's. I'm really happy with the progress and the people that are on there, and the right mix of learners that are on there as well. So I'm chuffed to bits with it.
Fantastic. Well, we're very happy for you, Tom, because anything that helps the astronomical community is always a good thing.
Absolutely.
So there we are. We'd like to obviously say again, Rachel, it's been lovely to see you back this evening after so long. We hope you can come back.
I will do my best.
But we understand, with a child to look after,
and Isaac,
you may not be able to come back as often as like, but you are welcome, and you know that you're one of us. And thanks again for helping with the Meet the Astronauts event last week. It was smashing. By the way, have all the children had their presents?
We're getting them out just this week before the end of half term. So I've commented to all the head teachers, and we are sharing them out.
Oh, great! Well, we must say again a big thanks to Daz, because Daz bought those presents for the children, all 260 of them, out of his own pocket. Awesome. So my biggest fear was that the children will receive it and look at it. So, what a rubber, is that
it? No, they were really excited. So
it was meant more as a commemorative souvenir than anything, that they can hang on to and remember the day they talked to astronauts. So thanks for everything, Rachel. It was brilliant. Okay, right. Thank you to Lou. Lovely to see you, Lou. Thank you for. Because of an impending snowstorm, you're able to join us for the duration this evening. So you're muted, I think.
I said I hope it snows again.
Yeah, we hope it snows again. Yeah. So when does the course end? Does it end in the summer?
Early May, actually. Yeah, 1st of May or so. Right.
Oh. So you'll hopefully be able to join us for the duration more after that. Oh, fantastic. All right, thank you to Michael. We need to say commiserations to Michael, because he's broken his fibula, and he's sitting with a big boot on at the moment. So many commiserations, Michael. We hope you get better soon. And thank you to Roger as well for manning the gallery and the night sky as always. And a huge thanks to me as well. there we are. All right. We'll be back next week. Not quite sure what we've got on the agenda for next week. We know that Tom will be here talking about his moon book, so that's good. Somebody time down before his. Hey. Fantastic. Well, you can tell us all about that book next week, Tom, and we'll look forward to it. Until then, viewers, thank you so much. Thank you again to Matt for publicizing Space Oddities on his apparently well-supported Twitter account. Thank you so much for that. We do appreciate it. Thank you, everybody, for your donations. And we will see you next time. So until then, have a fantastic week, everybody. Take care of each other. And from everybody here at Space Oddities, we'd like to wish you a very good evening. And
everyone.
Thanks for being
Take care,
here.
guys.
Bye.